Hello students. In the last class we have discussed about meristematic tissues. Meristematic tissues have the capacity of dividing, or the cells of meristematic tissues are having the capacity of dividing. There are three types of meristematic tissues such as apical meristematic tissue, intercalary meristematic tissue and lateral meristematic tissues. Apical meristematic tissues are present either at the tip of the root or at the tip of the shoot, which is responsible for the growth of the plant, or that increases the length of the plant. Intercalary meristematic tissues are present at the base of the leaf or below the nodes, whereas lateral meristematic tissues are present at the lateral sides of the plant body, and lateral meristematic tissues increases the girth of the plant. Now let us discuss about an activity 6.1, that is about meristematic tissue, and for this we have to take two glass jars. We have to take two glass jars, glass jar 1 and glass jar 2, and we have to fill the glass jar with water. Then place onion bulbs at the mouth of the glass jar in such a way that the roots of the onion bulb should dip in the water. See, these are the roots which are present at the base of the onion bulb. That root should be dipped in the water. Like this, we have to place the two onion bulbs at the mouth of the glass jar containing water. And after placing this, observe the growth of the roots. Observe the growth of the roots in both the onion bulbs for about few days. Keep this setup aside and observe the growth of roots here. Growth of roots from the both onion bulbs for about few days. After 2-3 days, measure the length of the roots of both the onion bulbs. After 2-3 days, measure the length of the onion bulbs. Measure the length of the roots of both the onion bulb. On fourth day, cut the root tip of the onion bulb which is present in the second jar. Cut the root tip of the onion bulb present in the second jar for about 1 centimeter. Then place the setup aside and observe the growth of the roots in both the jars. And after that, on 5th day and 6th day, measure the length of the roots. Measure the length of the roots of the onion bulb on 5th day and 6th day. When we cut the root tip of the onion bulb present in the second jar, does not show the further growth of the root on 4th day and on 5th day. So our observation is here, the roots of the onion bulb present in the first jar shows growth on 5th day as well as on 6th day. The roots here, the roots of the onion bulb which is present in the first jar, means these roots shows growth. These roots shows growth on 5th as well as on 6th day. But here these are the growth of the root on 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th day, and we have removed about 1 centimeter of root tip. Here we have removed about 1 centimeter of the root tip. Here on 5th day and 6th day, this root, the root of this onion bulb shows growth. Whereas the root of the onion bulb present in the second jar stop growing. It stops growing on 5th day and 6th day. That means on 5th and 6th day, the root of this onion bulb does not show the growth. Whereas the root of the onion bulb present in the first jar shows continued growth on 5th as well as on 6th day. This is because from the second jar or here the root tip of this onion bulb we have removed about 1 centimeter. That means the tip of the root always contains apical meristematic tissues. Already we have discussed that apical meristematic tissues are present either at the root tip or at the shoot tip. Here the apical meristematic tissues present at the root tip is removed on 4th day. Because of the removal of apical meristematic tissue, these roots does not show the growth on 5th and 6th day. Whereas the onion bulb present in the first jar, the root of the onion bulb present in the first jar contains apical meristematic tissues, and that apical meristematic tissues divides and redivides and it shows the continued growth. That means here the length of the root increased on 5th and 6th day, whereas the onion bulb present in the second jar, the root of the onion bulb present in the second jar does not show any growth on 5th and 6th day. That is due to the removal of apical meristematic tissues present at the tip of the root. This activity indicates that apical meristematic tissues are present at the tip of the root. This is about meristematic tissues. Next one is permanent tissues. Permanent tissues are the plant tissues where the cells of these tissues have lost the ability to divide. The cells of the permanent tissues have lost the ability to divide. That means the cells of the permanent tissues are unable to divide and they have assumed a particular shape, size and function. The cells of the permanent tissues are unable to divide and they have assumed particular shape, size and function. The cells of the permanent tissues are derived from meristematic cells. Cells of the permanent tissues are derived from meristematic cells. Differentiation is nothing but the process of taking up a particular shape, size, structure and function. Differentiation is nothing but the process of taking up a permanent shape, size and a function. That means the cells of the permanent tissues taken a particular shape or permanent shape, size and function. And this differentiation helpful for the development of various types of permanent tissues. Differentiation process leads to the development of different types of permanent tissues. Means earlier the meristematic tissues are actively dividing. Slowly that meristematic cells take up a particular shape or they take up a particular role and they lose the ability to divide. When meristematic cells lose the ability to divide and take a particular shape, size and function, then they are called as permanent tissues. There are two different types of permanent tissues, such as simple permanent tissues and complex permanent tissues. Simple and complex are the two types of permanent tissues. Simple permanent tissues includes parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma, whereas complex permanent tissues includes xylem and phloem. What are the important characteristic features of permanent tissues? Permanent tissue, the cells of the permanent tissues have a defined, a particular shape, size and they are unable to divide. The cells of the permanent tissues have particular shape and size. The second characteristic feature is they are unable to divide. The cell wall of the permanent tissue or the cells of the permanent tissues may be thin or thick. Cell wall may be thin or thick, whereas the cell wall of the meristematic cells are thin. The cell wall of the cells of the permanent tissues are thin or thick. And the cells of the permanent tissues may be living or dead. They may be living or dead. And the cells of permanent tissues are ready to perform a specific function, or the cells of permanent tissues are meant to perform particular function. This is about characteristic features of permanent tissues. In the next class, let us discuss about simple permanent tissues. Thank you.